all the time. In fact, it's one of the greatest things about being a scientist is that you're continually surprised. Nature is so much more clever than we are that we never understand the secrets that nature has to offer. But little by little, we learn more and more. But every time we go into the laboratory, we're surprised. I work in an area of physics, atomic physics, where the basic principles, as far as we know, the basic principles were pretty much understood in the 1930s. Maybe some details were worked out in the 40s and 50s, but we are still surprised every day by the results of these things. So in spite of the fact that some people might say, well, there's nothing new, we're surprised every day, and the things we learn were things that nobody imagined that things would work this way. So for example, let's go back to this example about laser cooling. Everybody thought they understood how cold you could get things using laser cooling. And the problem was a simple enough problem. You can write down the proof in a few minutes as to how cold it's possible to get something. And we got it eventually 200 times colder for one particular atom than the theory said was possible. Why? Well, because the situation was a little bit more complicated. Remember I said that physicists like to make a problem really simple. That's the physicist's way of looking at a problem. Well, Einstein once said, a problem should be made as simple as possible, but no simpler. And sometimes you make a mistake and you leave out some really important stuff. Usually when you do that, it makes things worse. This was a case where putting in the complications made things work better. Nobody would have guessed that that was going to happen. I can't imagine anybody sitting down and thinking, okay, we're going to figure out how laser cooling works and coming up with what actually happens. We had to do the experiments first. Nature showed us what was going to happen, and then clever people figured out what was really going on. These kinds of surprises happen to us all the time.